1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Well, hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. So in today's video, folks, I wanted to try to give you a better, closer comparison look at both versions of the affordable, the budget series Acoustasonics available from Inyen Vina Guitars, IYV Guitars, and I have them both here in the studio. I have the ITAP-200, which is the Tele version of the Acoustasonic, and I just recently received the IJGAP, which is kind of the Jaguar version of the Acoustasonic in a offset body, and this is the latest one that I've received. So I have them both here. Now I was going to go over the differences in sound, because obviously they are going to be different, and the differences in build as well. So we will give you an up-close look at both guitars. Now, if you have not seen the full reviews of both of those, please check out the links I'll supply here. The ITAP, again, I did around June of last year when I received it. You can check out the complete review here. And this I just received a couple of days ago. And again, if you have not had a chance to check out the full review, check it out here on the link. So let's give you an up close and personal look at both guitars side by side, and we'll go through some of the differences and some of the similarities. Let's have a look. Okay, folks, so here's the up close and personal look at both the IJGAP, the Jaguar inspired IV Acoustasonic, and the ITAP-200 on the right there, the red, the Tele inspired Acoustasonic. And we'll go over here. Again, if you have not seen the full review of this, please check it out. This is a basswood body offset guitar with a mahogany bridge, an acoustic type bridge with the humbucker, the CNC Destiny wound humbucker in that position. Again, you got a master tone and volume and a three-way switch here. You can see this has the pinstripes on it. There is no binding. This is all rounded off, but it's got the belly cut and the front arm cut like a Jaguar would have. You can see the unique sound hole they did on this. Now this sound hole actually goes back like a tube. It does not go all the way back to the guitar, but it kind of goes in there like so. And it gives it like a more projection. It's very, very cool looking. This has got a roasted Jatoba fretboard with medium jumbo frets. This has a mahogany neck, and the headstock on this is kind of like your 400 to 300 natural Tele, whereas the headstock on the ITAP is different. These have a bone nut on them. This is a 42 millimeter up here, and the necks on both are a 14 radius, a 350 millimeter. Let me turn this around. You can see the back of the neck. The tuning keys appear to be the same. You see that these are a bolt-on neck, and again, it's a matte finish on a basswood body. Your controls and access plates are back here. Inside this access plate is the battery compartment. This does take a 9-volt battery. And again, master and volume tone controls with the three-way switch. You can see that they bolt, or they screw the bridge on. This has got 3 screws in it, and they screw that bridge on along with gluing it, so it gives it extra reinforcement. There is a block in here. This is all hollow throughout here, and then a block here with the pickup and the bridge mount. Now let's look at the ITAP. The ITAP also has a mahogany bridge on here. The guitar itself is a mahogany build, and this has the spalted veneered maple top on it. And as you can see on the sound hole on this, they leave the sound hole intact, leave sort of like a speaker or a grill cover on the front of it, which is very cool. This comes equipped with the Destiny CNC wound single coil versus the humbucker. And again, you've got your 3-way switch here to go from your piezo system under the bridge, the middle, which would be a combination of both, and up to your single coil. In this particular case, again, piezo system under here, middle would be a combination of the two, and then up to your humbucker. As you see, they're set off a little differently. This is more like a Tele without a Tele plate. This has got a roasted Jatoba fretboard, as does this. But this has got a maple neck, satin maple, and you can see the difference in the headstock here. See how it's rounded off more here than it is on this one. The tuning keys, I believe, are the same. This has got a satin maple neck on the back. And on this one, your 9-volt battery compartment is separated, and it's right here. If you haven't seen the full review on this particular guitar, take a look. I did the review, I think it was June of last year. You know, all these compartments, they've been very, you know, I opened these up. They're very, very nice. They're shielded. The wiring looks very good. And so there they are. I'm going to give you weights on both. They're both very, very light. And believe it or not, the Jaguar Inspired is about a half a pound heavier. This runs about 6 pounds, just a little less. And this is about 5.5 pounds. They're both very, very light, which makes them a lot of fun to play. You just grab and go. And there they both are, the up-close and personal look of the IJGAP, the Jaguar Budget Acoustasonic on the left, and the ITAP-200, the Budget Tele Acoustasonic on the right, from the good folks at Inyen Vina Guitars. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the up-close with both guitars kind of side by side, so you got an idea of how they look and the differences in build and the differences in the guitars. Actually, you know, the Tele style guitar is going to be different than the Jaguar style guitar. Although they're both Acoustasonics, they will have a completely different sound. At least I found that they have as well. Now I did take out my digital calipers and I measured some measurements for you. This guitar at the nut measures 42 millimeters. This particular guitar measures around 41 and some change, 41.65, so it's close enough to call it 42. The depth or thickness of the neck on this particular guitar was about 21 millimeter at the nut. On this one it was about 23, so you got a little bit more of a rounded thickness to this neck. It feels wonderful. Actually, both necks are great. A couple of millimeters, in my opinion, makes no difference. However, you will feel it in your hand. It's got more of a beefier neck to feel in your hand. The other thing that's different is that particular guitar came with what I think was a set of either 9s or 10s, and they're an electric guitar string. There's not a wound G string on this, and I haven't touched this guitar. I've played with the setup a little bit, but I haven't changed the strings or anything on it. This guitar seems to me to have more of an acoustic type of string setup to it. This does have a wound G string, and they're sort of a brass bronze type of string. So this actually projects a little bit more, and I will show you that very, very quickly here. If you listen to this unplugged, and you listen to the ITAP unplugged, they both project actually very nice for a acoustic electric. They're fairly thin, but the idea is, I think, with that sound hole the way it is, and just the design of the guitar, I think it projects a little bit more. And obviously, I think the string set on this particular guitar allows it to project a little bit more. So at the beginning of this video, the little bit of an extended opening that I did, I used both these guitars, and what I did was I made a patch. I just came up with a quick patch, a completely clean patch with a little bit of reverb, and then I designed a little loop to play. And I did those on both guitars exactly the same. I used the exact same patch. I did the loop with each guitar on its own, and I used the built-in piezo pickup for the beginning of that particular loop, the rhythm section of it. On both guitars I used the piezo setting, and then I did like an improv type of lead over both of those pieces using both guitars, and I used a little bit dirty patch on my whole tone, and again I used the exact same patch for both guitars, and then I used the single coil pickup in the ITAP. In the IJGAP guitar I used the humbucker pickup. So you can hear some of the differences in that opening sequence to the video of how these guitars kind of differ. And what I'm going to do now is for tone checks, I'm going to go similar to what most people would end up doing. Instead of using the guitar amp, instead of using a monoprice guitar amp like I did in the opening sequence, I'm going to plug these into the Mackie back behind me here, the Mackie PA system, and I'm going to run out of two custom 10-inch speaker cabs, one over here in the corner and one directly behind me. So let's see what it sounds like with these guitars plugged directly in to a front of house PA system. Let's have a listen. Okay, so I've got the Mackie booted up here. Again, I've got a 10-inch custom floor monitor basically over there, and one over there in that corner as well. Now you can tell this is the piezo pickup system on the Tele here. And you can see how bright that really is. If I back off the treble just a little bit, now I'm going to go to the middle and add the single coil. So that's nice and clean. That is in the middle position. Now we're going to go up to the actual single coil, you can hear that volume drop. Now you'll notice on both of these guitars when I test them out, the overall volume of the guitar is louder down on the piezo than it is on the pickup. So, and down, and then when you go into the middle, I think the blend is really the sweet spot. I like the blend of the piezo and the single coil on this. It's actually pretty loud. If I was playing this acoustically at a show, I would be running it front of house. I wouldn't be running it through an amp. However, if I was going to be using this and using the single coil and I wanted to put a little bit of distortion or some bluesy type of overdrive on it, I could certainly run it through an amp without any question. In fact, let me try doing that. I'm going to go up to the single coil and I'm going to add a little grunt to it here. Let's have a listen to the IJGAP, the Jaguar Acoustasonic. Now we are in the piezo position all the way down here. Now you can already tell this is not nearly as bright as the Tele is. Much more bottom end. out to the middle now. On this particular guitar, I don't hear as much of the biggest boost in difference between going from the piazzo to the middle. There is a difference, but not like it is on the ITAP. Again, the volume goes down when you get to the humbucker. Sounds really nice, and you can hear the boost in the middle. It certainly doesn't have the big sparkle that the ITAP does, but it's got a nice rounded. So two very different sounding guitars, to be honest, and you would not have known that had you not had them side by side like this. I can really tell the difference. And I do think the difference in strings got a lot to do with it too. Very almost Rickenbackish sounding to me. Very nice high end. interesting tones from both of them, but you can tell they're very different in their approach and in their sound. Wonderful sounding guitars on both sides of the house. Just very unique. Again, Acoustasonic versions of both of these guitars, the IJGAP, the Jaguar kind of inspired IYV Acoustasonic with the offset body, the basswood body, Jatoba fingerboard, mahogany neck, and the ITAP-200 mahogany body, spalted maple veneered top, maple neck, and a CNC single coil down here. So just both very, very cool guitars from the good folks at Inyen Vina Guitars, IYV. Again, if you're interested in these, have a look on Reverb, have a look on eBay. You'll find the Inyen Vina Guitars store, and you can order yourself one. All right, folks, so there's your both of the Acoustasonic, the budget Acoustasonic line from Inyen Vina Guitars together at the same time here. So I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, folks, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. And for all the subscribers to the channel, thank you so very, very much. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, come on over to the good side. We would certainly love to have you on board, folks. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.